All right, good people of Cherokee County, across the world, across the nation, what is going on? How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a fantastic day. I know I am. It's been a beautiful day. Dean, what's happening?
How you doing, man?
Man, I'm hanging in
nice today. I thought it was supposed to be just getting cold at night, right?
Yeah, we're going to have some pretty days through the week, but it's like you said, it's just going to be cool.
I saw 61 one day.
Yeah, Thursday or Friday maybe.
-4 that night. No,
I know, it's crazy.
Down in the 30s.
Guys, we welcome you to the Matt and Todd Show. Big Matt, the greatest wise man of them all, sitting across from me here. Co-host Diamond Dean. There's nobody else like him. Appreciate him for being here and hanging out and enjoying some time with you guys.
Yeah, we enjoy doing this.
February the 6th, Dean. I can't believe it. It's already into February.
Oh, I know. It'll be February 2026 before we know.
And we'll still be doing it. Just talking about our good, great county here, Cherokee County, and spreading the news about college and stuff. Local news today, we had a local coach over here, Spring Garden, be honored over there. We got some news about that. And a local Wildcat player over here at Sandrock honored for a big achievement she made in her career.
That was a good one.
And where they smoke, there's fire down the plains. There's some stuff going on down there with Coach. We're going to break more into that later. And I got a little bit of a schedule for area tournament and sub-regional dates and that kind of stuff to give you guys kind of a heads up so you can make your calculations for the evening. Dean, college basketball, what is up?
College basketball. Well, Auburn survives and hits a shot with less than 5 seconds left to hold on at Georgia. We'll talk more about that. Kentucky beats Alabama. Alabama had an abysmal shooting performance. Abysmal. We'll talk more about that obviously later. And some other big upsets in the top 10. Mostly Baylor, Michigan State got beat, UCLA, LSU also got beat. So got a lot to talk about in college basketball. Mm-hmm. Auburn don't let much deter them during the game, do they?
We'll have more about the Auburn. We just watched it a little. Alabama, Kentucky. We did watch that game, so and we'll have more of that to share. Hey, it's getting closer, so just be patient. March Madness will be here before you know it.
Oh yeah, March 16th, I think.
Yeah,
maybe that week, the third week, second or third week in March. I love March Madness. I don't know anybody that don't. Most people that don't even follow college basketball.
Yeah, they that's when usually that's when they start watching is about into March there. Dean, let's first I'd like to say congratulations, Coach Howard.
Yes, big honor.
Football field being named after him over there. He started over there in I guess it's 2003. He's won about 120 games over there. 4 region championships, 15 playoff victories, and a 2A semifinal. Had the most wins in school history. The first undefeated regular season. Had 12 wins in the past few years there, and I mean, there's more and more. Which if y'all follow us frequently, you know we really enjoy Coach Howard coming on the show. He is a blast. He knows everybody. He knows so much stuff, and he's been at Cedar Bluff. He started his career over there, sort of, not exactly, but that's where we met him, you know, and he's just done a fantastic job over at Spring Garden.
Oh yeah, and what 11+ win seasons in a row, semifinals, third round 3 times.
Yeah, that, and there was coaches over there talking about him and regards of things that he's done and from things in the past, some hardships they had been through over there as a program to what they're at now. Hats off, Coach Howard. Just fantastic job he's done over there. Really turned that place around.
Yes, he has done great over there. They're very good, and I expect them to be pretty competitive next year, I'm sure.
Yes, with the new region when they're lined up, and I think they'll have a good season. I look forward to the season and seeing what's going on over at Jason Howard Field. How about that?
Howard Field. And he's only got about 8. I said that he had 45 wins or 46. I don't know exact number, but he's only got about 8 losses in the last 4 years.
That's saying something. I mean, and doing it, you know, they played up in 2A for a while there, and they were successful.
Yes,
I mean, you know, we felt like they could have won if they would have went to state, you know, instead that year. I think they could have won it.
Yes, definitely. You know, and a lot of those losses, you know, one was on the last play of the game, one was to the state champion. Just very close games. They played Oaks Bluff good down there that night. that I went and watched year before last. I mean, none of the games were just they didn't get just blowed out in any of them.
No, not at all.
Any of that loss.
So again, congratulations to him and his wife, and they've been through, and when you coach and as a family member how much time they're really around, and he spends a lot of time up there, and he really loves the kids over there, and some old players got to come back and see him, so
yeah,
it was a big deal for him. Now the Wildcat news coming out over here, Miss Henderson over at Sandrock, Laney, number 21, she hit the 2,000 mark over at Hokes Bluff the other night. She had 16 points and some rebounds and stuff over there. So congratulations to her. I mean, to have 2,000 points, that's really saying something, because they play. Yeah, they're not just a normal high school girls basketball. They play at a high level.
They do. And 2,000 points. If you play 4 years and playing 30 games a year, that's 17 points a game. That's average.
That's a great average. Yeah. So congrats to her. We wanted to
Which I'm sure her probably played in more than 120 games. She might have played some in the 8. I don't know.
I don't know.
I know she scored a lot when she was a sophomore.
Also, Miss Garrett scored 21 over the other night. She had 5 3-pointers. I had to mention that too.
She's a good athlete.
Yeah, 5 3-pointers is definitely something to talk about. Now the area tournament stuff is going on. Now, Spring Garden will host Gaston because they're one over there, so they're going to host all the teams. Right. And Sandrock will play Westbrook, and this is all going down over at Spring Garden, of course. So, boys and girls play Gaston, and Sandrock boys and girls play Westbrook. Now, Cedar Bluff, they will be at Skyline because they were one, so they're going to be over there, and the boys will play.
Valleyhead?
Yes, to Valleyhead, 7:30. Yes, at Skyline. Center will be at Jacksonville High, which they're one. Mm-hmm. They'll play Etowah. Now the girls are one over there, so the girls at Center will host over here.
3, right?
Yeah, I think that's right.
Etowah's very good,
and they play them.
Be a big win.
Yeah,
they would get that.
I think they can. They've beat them before. They just got to play a good game.
Yeah.
And before we get into games and stuff, Dean, what do you think about this? What's your take on this Coach Harsin stuff at Auburn?
Well, I don't really know. He's denying it, but it looks fishy. But I don't know who broke the news. Somebody
there. I mean, it is an inside,
You think they're just trying to get back at him? What's your thoughts on it? What's the story?
Well, the lady friend and everybody knows, she came from Boise with him. She's an assistant of some sort. So, yes, and he's been messing around with her, and
that's what the story is.
Yes,
right?
And I think it's possible that it has happened, maybe, but now just to say, this is what I think has gone down. And let me paint a little picture because I like to do acting, so let me act a little bit here. Coach Harsin comes in within the first week of being in Auburn. He really blasts the players. They've been playing very lackadaisical. They're not putting out, not giving effort, and he looks like a tough guy, right? I mean, he works out and looks like he carries himself well. So I'm assuming that he come in being hard and being brash with the players, and he just comes out and says, "Okay, no more of this peppy stuff here. I think y'all getting fired up. We're gonna get excited. We're gonna get stronger. We're gonna get better. We're gonna win football games. We want to be the best team in this state." And our number one competition is the team up the road there. Well, that's who we have to compete with. Not only are they another team in our state and our rival, but they're also playing for the national championship about every year. So all this whining and getting out there and whining about stuff, and I think he just got on their butt basically, and they didn't like it.
No, obviously.
The players didn't like it. Smoke Monday said that he didn't have any type of rapport with lower income minorities to have conversations with them. That was that. You can read it on his Twitter. I've shared it. It's over there.
Smoke Monday gone.
Yeah, I mean, you could read it. And a lot of the linemen come out to say something. I read today, I think maybe today, one of the linemen wants to go talk to the AD.
He must be pretty rough on him.
Yeah, well, they're trying to – I don't know if he's wanting to take up for him, give him a shot, because we all know if Coach Harsin is fired, looks like he's going to be owed about 12 or 13 million.
Right. Well, I don't need to fire him.
And there's about 20 or 30 players have left.
Really?
Now this is adding to the case here. Plus 5 assistants are gone, so that looks bad.
The OC quit the other day, or is not no coach.
No,
I don't know why.
He took another OC job somewhere else.
No, he did.
Yes. So, and to add to that, not only is he hard on the players, I think maybe he's being expected to win, and he's got this hard, attitude. And a lot of coaches do, and that's fine. But you still have to have a rapport with the kids and how to talk to them, and not. They said a lot of them just come out on Twitter and said they just talk to us like a dog. I mean, basically just like a dog, and we think he's a good coach. He just don't treat us right. So now to the other part of the story. Not all the boosters were on board hiring this guy.
This hire, right? Because he was from out west, probably.
They wanted Kevin Steele, or
Been a good one.
the other guy. Who's the other guy on their short list? They wanted. Anyway.
Was it Lashley? Brett Lashley? Did they want him? He used to call plays there.
Yeah. Well.
Was it Muschamp?
No. They wanted another guy who was on the short list there, and basically, not all of them agree on hiring this guy. So now this part I'm going to say is this part I'm going to share about is just my opinion, and it don't make. All right, hello Spotify and Applecast people. Glad y'all tuned in. Local basketball stuff. We're going to get in that right now. We're talking about Auburn and Coach Harsin. Like I said, he was hard on the players. He didn't have a rapport with them. Some of the boosters didn't want that hire. I just think they dug it up because they didn't want him. Hey, we don't want this guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Donnie, go there and see if you can find something on Harsin. That old girl hangs around with him. She's pretty. Yeah. I bet he's messing around with her. Go see what you can find out. Okay.
Right.
I think that they're doing it so they can get rid of him because it's just weird that it happens in the off season. I just think that's kind of strange because
1 month after month and a half after the
you get their recruiting class, whatever they finished 30 or 40th in recruiting, they got their players in that they wanted, transfers and whatnot. So I think they're looking for a coach. And this is a reason. Hey, that's a great reason. Boy, we can fire this guy. I mean, there's a lot of coaches. If you want to get rid of a coach, number one, have him cheat on his wife. He's gone. Yeah. If they just can prove it any bit at all.
Right. Which he denied it.
Oh, that's what you're supposed to do. I mean, whether he did it or not, they're going to deny it.
Right. But unless they can prove it, you got to take his word over theirs.
Yeah, not unless they can prove it. And and with kind of dirt they can dig and all the boosters and the control they got down in Auburn, and I'll finish with this, and you know this as well as anybody. We know Auburn alumni, and I speak to some every once in a while too. Boosters have controlled that school for a long time. They just do. The Yellowwood guy, they just want to puff cigars and walk up down the sideline. That's going to be their school. They want to run the school. And I don't think he likes it. And
I'm sure he don't.
All the real Auburn fans out there were excited that this guy's going to come in and rattle the cages a little bit and say, we're not doing this anymore. He's going to be Nick Saban. We're taking out the ice cream machines. I'm running this show now. We're going to win football games. Thank you for your boosters and your money, but calling football and plays, I'm going to do that. That's my job. So y'all just leave me alone, let me do my job. Well, you don't tell us what to do, by God. You know who we are. Pat Dye put me down here, 1974. I don't care. I don't care if Pat Dye's daddy. Right. I'm the coach. Well, you don't tell me. I think that's what it is. There's just such a resistance of those boosters. Auburn cannot.
I didn't want him in the first place, but I do think that unless they can prove some wrong, I mean, you don't get rid of him. Not after 1 year.
Auburn can't even get out of their own way. Really, they can't.
6 and 7.
I don't look for them to be much better next year.
They'll probably need to be, or he will probably be fired.
And you got to give a guy time, man. What happened to 5 years? I mean, can we not sign a coach for 5 years? Jesus, man, leave the guy alone. Give him 5 years. Let him bring in a class of freshmen and let him coach them all the way through and plus a year.
I heard somebody say the other day that minority coaches were given a short leash, which is true. all coaches are given a short leash now.
Yeah, it's been that way a while. I mean, you don't win. I mean,
They're gone.
Look at the scrutiny of Kirby Smart's been through.
No, I know.
If he don't win it this year, we'd already heard from other fans and stuff on Twitter. I don't know if he's going to hang around real long. He lost another one to Bama. I don't know. I'm telling you.
Got fired. Orgeron, 2 years removed, got fired.
No, that's the next question. But we'll pose this to you guys, live audience, for people if you're watching later on. Who's a candidate to replace Harsin? If Harsin's gone, who's the candidate?
I don't have no idea, man.
Who they going to put in there?
I don't.
Now, we did bring up Urban Meyer in the last show, right?
Yeah.
Is Urban Meyer willing to live in the state of Alabama and his yearly competition
I don't think
to be Nick Saban? Does he want to go against Saban every year?
I don't.
Who wants that job? That's the thing. Not only you got to coach and win other games, you got to coach against the best team in the country, and he's in your state, and you got to try to win that state battle at least once every 2 or 3 years. You better win it. You can't get 7, 8 years or 13 in a row when Bama beat them, back in the 70s and 80s like that. That can't happen.
Which hadn't happened in a while.
No.
I don't have a clue. I personally don't think he'll lose his job, but you're saying what if?
Yeah. Who's in line? Does Dan Mullen want to dip his hat back in the the pond?
That would be a good choice.
Dan Mullen, coached a lot of SEC football.
Much chance, possibly.
But he seems happy.
He's kind of got a bad demeanor, though.
Those guys seem like they're happy and doing.
What's Mullen doing now?
They're all working for ESPN or whatever.
I'd say Meyer won't give up too easy. This is gonna follow him to his grave if he don't get another job, from what I've read.
Yeah, I agree.
He just can't get over it. They say he's depressed. Just tore out of the frame over what happened at Jacksonville, but it didn't seem like he did a whole lot to fix it while he was there.
But I think what he's finding out is a little bit of what Saban found out. Your hands are tied a lot in pros. This is not college where you're kind of mentoring young men and you're making young men into good men, and carrying that positive influence out into the world. That don't kind of exist very much. I get paid. I make more than you. Shut up. Leave me alone. Am I playing today or not? Just basically tell me that. I don't really care what you got to say.
Yeah, you can talk to us for a game or whatever.
Yeah, we're not looking at rah speeches, and you get out of here with that crap. Yeah. We're going to win. We know what we got to do. We want to get paid. I want to make my bonus. I need to make 4 tackles today. Don't tell me, there's a lot of that. Now, not everybody's that way, but pros, not college.
No, and I'll be honest with you, I'm not big on the rah stuff. Just tell them, maybe go in and get a prayer. Tell them what we need to do at halftime, adjust, congratulate, or console after. I'm not saying that there's no place for saying stuff.
Yeah, but I like talking to the kids and doing the. You don't have to be rah all the time, and there's times to do it, but we'll see who lands at Auburn. We'll see if Harsin may not be gone. We don't know. We'll see what happens.
I doubt it, but who knows? If these stories still keep up, he will be.
I don't see him being. I just think, that's going to put him in a bad spot. You're going to replace a coach right now in this part of the year.
Yeah, I think they need to leave him alone.
Or there's smoke, there's fire.
Another year, and if it keeps coming up, then you can make a move. I wouldn't right now.
It's all about an excuse to fire him. That's what this whole thing is really about. This is just a good excuse to get him out of his spot because the boosters don't like him and they don't all agree on him. So, anyway.
We'll see what happens. It'll be interesting.
We'll find out. We'll flip over here to our sponsors, the Smorgasbord, which I was at today. Had lunch, had the hamburger steak, macaroni.
How was it?
And macaroni and what else did I have?
Macaroni.
Had the loaded potato skins.
Oh man, awesome.
Had a little chili on the side. You put a little ranch on there with it. Yeah, it's pretty good.
Really?
The hamburger steak was good. Oh, the rosemary potatoes, little whole potatoes.
Yeah. Oh, I love
those. And the macaroni. The macaroni is it's smoked.
Yeah, with the 2 sides.
Yeah, it has a smoked cheese that you put on top, and it puts little crumbles, kind of like Longhorn style macaroni, and a big roll. A little roll there with it, and the wife had dressing. and beans and macaroni also, and it was really good. And
I have to go try it. I keep saying that, but I really want to.
Yeah, it's just right over there, guys. If you know where the old cove was at, or a few people there listening that know where the old Riverside campground was, it's over there.
I hope it makes it. They've had a lot of stuff
It's
be
easy.
good there.
Yeah, I mean,
it's never made
when you come in, it's an hour before from the time you get there to you sit down and get food.
What time did you go?
From 1, and then we eat. We got our appetizer about 2.
Wow.
It was about a 20-minute wait to get in.
Yeah.
And then once you get in, get your food orders, about 20, 30 minutes, you get your food. I mean, that's just busy. I mean, there was people standing outside. Seen a ton of people. Keith Talbert and Mr. and Miss Steed and Chad. It's great to see them. And Chad is doing music, and he's going to record some music tomorrow, Dean. Chad has known him since he was a little boy. It's great to see. I've seen a lot of people. Told you, Keith Talbert. Just seen a bunch of people over there, and it's always good to catch up. And the Warrior Gym, if you need something going on over there for the month, guys, if you sign up for a year membership, the wife gets this month free, or for a month free, and get a free tanning spot. So if you guys out there, if you're looking for a spot to work out, it's just a real simple, basic workout spot. I enjoy it. I can go over there and get my workout done in 45 minutes, and I'm done. Yeah. And so sign up now for this Valentine's Day thing special. Todd's running over there. Not Diamond Ding Todd, but Todd that owns the place over there. Holler at him. 646-647-6530, Warrior Gym. Holler at him. He is getting a new tanning bed, I think he said at the end of the month. Real nice guy. Super nice. Call him. Get yourself hooked up with a membership and get the wife a free month. And right on into local stuff, Dean. I had been over to Sandrock and Cedar Bluff played the other day. I went over there that game.
Thursday.
Yes, good game. The girls' game. The girls' game turned out 39-82. I got it right here. Sorry about that. Now the score does not represent the effort, and I'm not taking up for Cedar Bluff girls because we're Cedar Bluff people.
Yeah.
But they scored 40 on a really good Sandrock girls team. Now they lost by 40.
Right.
But if you've seen them play through the year, and Coach McGinnis and Miss Mandy and Brandon,
they're doing a pretty good
job.
I
mean, okay, I think these girls probably scored 10 in this game when they played them first of the year. 10. They scored 40. They shot the ball well. They broke the press a few times. I mean, Coach Bates them. They're
getting better. It's going to take time, girls, and it's going to happen overnight.
Sandrock girls they're a good team. I mean, these girls are going to make
number 4 in the state.
Yeah. So
behind Pisgah and Spring Garden.
Yes, which are the two of the greatest girls teams in the state, especially in lower 1 through 3A. 1 through 4. I mean, Spring Garden girls and them beat Hanley and Oxford.
Oh, yeah.
But anyway, it was good to see effort and to see Mr. Roy over there. It's always good to see him. Roy does a good job sending us a long write up about the center game, and boy, his way he writes stuff. It's just Todd don't like that kind of. That it's a visual.
I can't do it. That's why I like reading it, but I can't.
I enjoy it. I like that kind of. So the girls played. They played with effort the whole game.
That's all you can answer.
The boys lost 71-46. Same thing. They didn't quit. I mean, they didn't have a bad. Sometimes you see a team get down quick.
And they're not getting down the floor.
Sandrock got on them pretty quick. I mean, it was like 10 or 11-0, real quick, real fast.
After 23 points.
Yes, they play good, and MJ and Bucky they bring the ball down well, and McFry moves the ball, and they shoot and score and getting rebounds, and Aiden has come on to be a good part of the team. We've seen him play a good bit.
Yeah.
And Cade Brown and Cade, he come in and played and had some rebounds and some assists, and they're just a new team. And Cedar Bluff guys, that from here, the tradition that Coach Carpenter built over there, the years and years he's over there, and Coach Howard too. He was a part of that, building that up, and so new coaches, new kids.
Yeah.
And none of the girls played from last year, so Coach McGinnis is dealing with the kids that didn't play a lot last year. Right. So it was a good effort. Now they both lost, but that's okay. I like to see effort, and
Some
you
of
can
the
tell.
boys were 13 and 12.
Well,
And where the girls won last night.
Yeah, they beat Gilsville yesterday evening.
Yeah.
That was their area play over there at Cedar Bluff, I think. Their last regular game or something. So now Sandrock boys also play Hoax Bluff. Really good game, 69-63. Wildcats get the win over them.
Wow.
Presley at Hoax Bluff. He's a ball player. He had 27.
Yeah,
it was
that's
tied.
the coach's son.
Yeah, he's really good. He almost had 30. They said he missed a 3 or something late or something. Could have had 30 for the night. They were tied 43 at the end of the third. Corneo winds up with 12. St. Clair had 25 with 6 assists. So they played a good game. Like you said, Hoax Bluff is not a pushover.
I read about St. Clair, didn't I? Fourth in state history.
Yeah, share that. Yeah, that's good stuff.
Jacob St. Clair, according to what I read on a AHSAA site, is fourth in state history, all classes, in 3-point percentage. And if you've ever seen him play, you have no problem. Heck, I thought he'd probably shoot higher than that, 44%, which is great. But, dang, he don't miss many, does he?
No, if he brings it down, he puts it up.
That's remarkable. Nearly hitting half of his three-pointer.
I think one of the players or something, or one of the younger guys that may help or something, coach, was talking about something about the green light. I had a kid that I coached when we was younger. He had the green light most of the time, but those half-court shots, I was like, that's not, and he would hit them. And you just like, no, bam, it goes in. All the kids are fired up then. But one of them was telling me, like, Jacob, I know, he's got the green light all the time.
Coach never hollers.
He's always got the green light.
What are you doing shooting?
He's always got the green light. Him or Justice or somebody, or when Cade was there or something.
Now, he was in the top 15 or 10 on 3-point percentage. Just remarkable. And I had both of them last year.
Oh, Cade.
Yeah, Cade was in the top 20 or 15.
Yeah,
on that stuff. Maybe 10. I don't know.
He was a great part of that team. I miss seeing him play. Good kid too. Hope he's doing well.
Excellent.
Mom and Dad's good people. Know them forever and ever.
I heard somebody talking yesterday. He said, "My gosh, how good was midfield?" Which midfield
really good.
Won?
Really good.
Yeah.
They were a little scratchy about that. Going into that game, you can tell you're trying to plan and trying to set that offense up to how to defend it. When you're getting ready to go play them, and
there's no simulation.
And Coach Blackwell, he don't get nervous. He's just kind of even all the time. It felt like, that don't mean he was, Coach Blackwell, if you're listening, I'm not saying he was nervous. It seemed he was probably thinking more, well, you should, because they're a great team, but they were really good. And he was really he just wants to put, in your practice, you want to put your best out there. And coaches feel bad. You know this. When your team loses, you take the hit because you feel like, I didn't prepare them. It's my fault.
Right.
He wanted to make sure they knew everything. I could watch him when I'd go watch them practice.
And you always think of something you didn't go over.
Darn, man, they run that rollout on the back door. We didn't go over that. I mean, I'm just making an example.
Yeah.
Man, that cost us. And it really didn't. It's just, they're just good, man. They had three guys on that team. They could play, two guys that could play real higher level basketball.
Well, any sport. I guess I am taking over coaches. You can't cover every little thing.
Oh, you can't. And when you try to, and the little experience I have with the younger middle schooler, you're going to miss stuff. You can't get it all.
No. Unfortunately, it's very hard.
If you got a great staff, like
better have about 4.
The Sabins and the Dabos and all them, that's right.
Yeah. Hey, your job is to make sure we're getting the back.
That's all you got to do. Here's your thing. And more help is great. So any parents out there that complain about some of the coaching stuff, and I was one against just one particular, but it was okay because I love him. But my son was playing, and you get a little fired up. But other than that, if you don't like what's going on, I said this on Facebook to a post one time. Coach Carpenter got in a discussion with a guy. I said, well, I'll tell you what, go to college for 4 years, get in debt, and go give away your time for free to coach these kids and listen to all their poor stories when they're sick and they can't come to school and they have boyfriend, girlfriend problems and their parent problems and home problems. And then you can gripe about it until you can get in debt, be mom, dad, grandma, uncle. You're being a parent as a coach because you have them all day and then after, and you ain't getting paid. Not here in Alabama. Or not here, especially right around here. Pay's not great.
A little different with high school and
it is.
Lower coaches. I mean, college coaches are getting millions.
Yes,
Pro guys.
That's right.
Millions.
So if you don't like how it's done, then Go to college, get in debt, and get your degree.
Which
go
I don't
get
necessarily.
It. Like refs, that's why I've quit griping at refs. I'm like, man, I need to shut up because if I don't like it, I need to go ref. Because
I wouldn't want to.
Refs are bad. Not personally. They're just call a lot of bad games.
I'm kind of over the everything's the coaches, especially when it comes to pros.
Well, that's just the beast.
Those are grown men.
That's the
coach should have did this.
That's the world we live in.
Coach a grown man.
It's the world. It's just how it is now. Somebody's got to be to blame.
Yeah, and it may be a lot of times the coach's fault. But you can go back over missed tackles.
There's like 20 coaches on NFL teams, right?
Yeah.
College, there's a lot of coaches.
So we won't blame one of them.
Live in. Let's get into the Warriors, guys. There was a slow game, slow-paced game. They sweep White Plains on senior night over there. Congratulations to all the seniors and the girls over there. It's going to be coming out. They missed a buzzer beater. White Plains did to win the game. Jack had 14. He had 4 3-pointers.
She's playing good this year.
Yeah, Jack's he's done good. Caldwell and Chandler, they both have. Seen Tori this morning. Hats off Tater Chip. Seen him, got to talk to him today. Enjoy talking to him. Chandler. Tater Chip, Golden Flake guy. If you need your chips right now, go get Golden Flake. That's a little free sponsor, Tori. I'll catch you up with $5 or something. You can pay me later for that. They both had 6. It was 24-22 at halftime. Dean score ends up 42-39. Low scoring, slow pace, defense kind of game. They missed their groove. Once in a while, they try to get on a groove somewhere, and they would just, both teams. I'm not picking on nobody. Both teams, they just playing good defense, missed some shots. Now, the girls, Haygood had 17, 6 rebounds, 6 steals, 3 assists.
Girls have played pretty good.
They are, yeah, the girls have really put it together. Coach Nelson, well, I mean, she's a legend of her own and her own.
16-8, are they not 16 or 15-8 or 16-8?
Yes,
that's a good record.
And Amanda, I talked with her son when we set up the media days.
Yeah, I
like the ladies; they do a good job over there, and their team went exactly how they wanted it. They had a player, the taller girl that wound up, being so, and they play, they play good ball.
Yeah, they fill it up.
They got a lot of point guards. It seems like shooting guards. So the girls hang on, and they also win. Garmany had 11, 4 rebounds. Carson Coley, she had 10 points, 3 assists, and 3 steals. They go on to win almost by 30, 69-40. The girls played well.
Done that several times this year.
So, hats off on senior night. They sweep White Plains. Let's see here. Gales will be at West End, and they lost both of those.
West
coach
End beat Center Bluff this week. Well, Center Bluff beat West End one time.
Then they went back over and swapped. One lost. I talked to Coach Head over there. They're down a few players. So good luck to them, and just trying to get in the tournament here.
Single anybody out. But they said somebody on Facebook said that Westbrook players and fans were very chippy.
I did read that from fans.
Now, who knows if they are?
Yeah, the just kind of pushy and physically, like pushing some of the players. And when the refs get on to them, they were mouthing at the refs. And when the refs would say something to the kid and try to set them down, and some fans, parents, but we just went through this.
Oh, I know.
They're gonna say, "Hey, don't tell my boy, tell him, by gosh, catch you out." I don't know.
Well, Harsin County, Georgia, came to Cedar Bluff last year, and I witnessed that with my own eyes, how bad their fans were. And look, I'm sorry, and this goes for anybody watching. If you're up 30, quit hollering at the refs.
Yeah.
That looks stupid. You look stupid.
If it's a 6 or 8 point game.
Well, you holler at the refs when you got a 34-point lead.
Yeah, it's probably time to kill that.
Yeah. I just had to get that in.
And you mentioned the girls, Cedar Bluff, they won yesterday, played over there at Cedar Bluff. Boys played, like we mentioned earlier, Wednesday. Veda Head at 7:30. If you want to make that trip to Skyline, go up there and support Tigers. Do that. Spring Garden will be hosting a lot of games over here through the week. If you want to catch some tournament play, I'll be over there, or maybe Dean can. At some point in the week, I like to go over and catch them play.
Where?
At Spring Garden. They'll probably play Sandrock the next day. So
I don't know when.
Be a rematch for that. Regionals are the 17th to the 24th. And state Birmingham is the 28th through March the 5th. Sub-region, 14th and 15th.
It'll take a week with 56 teams there. 56.
Now, we a prize thing we had done.
Yeah.
I put in players' names in the computer and just hit a thing, and it just randomly pulled a player. It's just something we wanted to do. It's the end of regular season, so you could say.
Sorry, I'm holding it wrong.
This is the end of season prize that we just put in players' names, and it just randomly drawed. It drawed Austin Richardson, Cedar Bluff over there.
Congrats, Austin.
Austin, congrats on that, and I'll see him one day this week somewhere.
Yeah.
I'll catch him over there. Something
At an indoor.
Yeah,
Slam dunk. They'll have some fun with that.
Yes, just be hanging on the door, and that's just sponsored by us to show just the end of the season because we don't do player of the week.
No, not
like for basketball, like we do football.
Well,
so.
I mean, they have some of them have 4 games, one has 2.
So this is just something we decided to do just to have a end of the regular season, and we just put names in there and draw. Austin was the winner on that, so congrats to him. And I got Todd's going to do college basketball, and I got some recruiting news, and then we'll talk about NFL.
This won't take too long. We'll move on into it. College basketball. First of all, let's talk about Auburn, Matt.
Let's talk about Auburn.
Georgia, ball game tied 72-72. Georgia shoots a 3. Auburn takes the rebound. 10 seconds left, and Green drives the length of the floor. And looked like there might have been a foul call, but they didn't call it. He got his own rebound, put it back in with 3 seconds left. There was nothing Georgia could do. So they survive 74-72. Green had 19. KD Johnson had 20. They pretty much stopped Kessler.
And he didn't even play the whole game.
Kessler had 10, which I think Kessler's great. And now Auburn does have a player out, and I keep forgetting his name. But they did have a starter out, but there was a tough atmosphere for them. Georgia people were fired up.
Well, everybody we talked about it just the other day. There's going to be a game somewhere that you stumble, that you have a game you're not paying attention.
Just don't keep winning.
This was that game. I mean, sometimes you're going to lose focus. They're tired. They've played 4 games in 5 days. He's going to give them a day off.
Oh, yeah. He said that they were. I mean, he wasn't taking nothing away from Georgia, but he said that they were fantastic. But he also said his kids were tired, were very wore out. And if you ever watch him, I don't know how he survives. I mean, he looks like his head's fixing to explode the entire ball game. I mean, he's red-faced. He does a good job, but I think Calipari wears himself out during the game.
That's just their style.
That's one thing I like about Oates. Oates is cool, but some people would say, well, Oates ain't doing good this year. But we'll get into that in a minute.
I think that's just styles. People hollers. Like who's the guy in Indiana? What's his name?
Oh, Bobby Knight.
Knight with those cheers and just insane. Insane.
Well, I think but I've never heard that Bruce Pearl had an anger problem, but he's a wild man during the game. Alabama drops to 14-9. Auburn is now 20-1 with 19 straight wins.
19 straight. Yeah, 19. Yes.
Lost 1 game this year to Connecticut.
Yeah, they're good.
Kentucky moved to 19-4. Alabama to 14-9. Kentucky 66-55. Kentucky had 5 players in double figures, Matt. Ty Washington, 15. Oscar Shebway, 10 points, 15 rebounds. He is the leading rebounder in the country. Brooks, 10. Grady, 10. Collins, 10. Kentucky's point guard, who is considered their best player, didn't score a point. And Alabama still lost. And we're fixing to talk about why, and you'll agree with this, 3 for 30 from 3-point range.
They just kept shooting them, pull the trigger. I'm sure Oates had to say, stop shooting. I mean, does he just let them? Obviously does.
They say he will not stop them because that's their game.
What do I know? I don't know. I mean,
3 for 30, and they missed 8 free throws. 1 player in double figures, the big, tall guy, Banako.
Banaka, yeah.
12 points. Nobody else. No
Somebody
no Shackelford.
They just... I mean, the game was close to be. They just shot themselves out of the game, and Kentucky would go down and score. And as Kentucky goes down and scores, after Alabama busts a 3 off the rim, Kentucky goes down and gets 2. Right. Alabama goes down, Bong misses a 3. Well, after about 6 of them, you're down 12.
Well, it was never. I never thought it was a close game. Really, it was always between 6 and 12. Kentucky didn't play fabulous.
No, they
had a tough night shooting.
Yeah, Bama didn't. Kentucky didn't win. Alabama lost. It felt like they just
38%.
wasn't a good game.
20. I mean, Kentucky averages 80-something points a game. They scored 66, but they also, I don't know. A lot of Alabama's threes weren't even contested.
Oh, well, they quit covering them when you're after like
Matt.
Like 2.
That was a good point you made. You said that. I heard you tell me a while ago that they wasn't even covering them.
Ain't no need to. They're not going to hit it. I mean, after they're 2 for 15, you go.
He may have
go get the rebound.
Quick closing out on them.
Go to the rim and get the ball. They're going to miss it. And they're stupid. They're just going to keep shooting it.
3 for 30. That's 10%, and it's been Achilles' heel for them all year. They shoot less than 30% from 3. They're going into the game shooting 31. I'd say that performance took them down to under 30.
That's the reason they beat Baylor. You get 30-something off the bench, and you had a hot night shooting.
Yeah.
That's a recipe for success.
You win a champion. You win the national championship if they get hot. But it's not a high percentage shot, Matt. 35%'s good. When something's 35, I don't know, and I'm not questioning Oates, but I don't know why anybody would commit to we're just going to be a 3-point shooting team.
But they have good slashers, man. David's got, tackle for them. I mean, they're Ellis.
Which Plainview does that, and they've won 2. I saw where when the years Plainview won it, you know how many threes they took a game? Average.
16.
33.
30. What?
Yes. And they won with it. Coker out at Plainview.
Yeah.
Won 2 straight.
33.
33
Average?
A game.
Average. So some games may be 40. Some games
that
may be 28.
That was just how many they took. And I don't know what percentage they shot.
Well, I'm sure they hit a lot of them.
Well, they had to have that. I mean, went 34-2 one year.
On that North Sand Mountain team, I went up there and watched. We went to Spring Garden, went up there last year. We followed them up there. And they just bring it down and pass it one time. They pulled the trigger. I asked you, I was like, what is going on up here? And you explained to me about the coach, his dad. And I see the titles on the flags for 120-point games. I'm like, what is going on up here in the mountain?
Well, I'll tell you one thing you better have if you're going to do that. You better have guys that can hit them. And obviously they do. But I figured that up, Matt, and that was 2,300 3-point shots in that 72-game span. But they did win 2 state championships. To say it can't be done is wrong. I did not see what their percentage was. It was high 30s.
Let's say if it was
maybe low 40s.
Let's say if it's 40%. So if you hit 40% of 30, 40% of 30 would be 12 shots. All right, 12 times 3 is
36 points.
So you automatically, we'll just say 40 a night. You're automatically giving 40. So basically, the other team's spotting you 40. All right, here we go. Plainview versus Pisgah. I don't know. Start the game. All right, that tip. Plainview 40, Pisgah 0. Well, how are you going to win that? You have to just shut them down for a whole period. So, but that's how they want to do it. But for Alabama's sake, last night, it didn't work.
If you're off, obviously Plainview was not off those 2 years. But if they had been, I would like to, and I may be wrong. Coker might have just said, keep pulling them. I don't know, Coker.
Shoot it.
Shoot it. We were 4 for 38, Coach. Keep shooting. And I used to.
He's the best, one of the best basketball coaches in the state. One of the.
Yeah, he's good. I had a friend whose daughter played for Douglas, and they were a 3-point shooting team. I went to watch them play one night, and they were 3 for 32. And I'm like, what are they doing? Quit shooting it. And somebody, the fan, said, that's their game. I'm like, well, it ain't tonight. Am I right? And I'm sure you said that last night, right?
Hold on, let me fix the speaker. It cut off the.
Didn't you say that plenty last night?
Hold on.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I don't know if they can hear you. It cut the mic off over there. It got too loud.
Oh, did I get too loud?
Okay, let me try it. All right, try that.
All right, I'm sorry. But, yeah, I mean, I just said, when you're 3 for 32, can you stick to the line that this is our game? When you're 3 for 32, do you not have to adjust?
I'm personally not a gambler, so once I'm 2 for 12, all right, guys, just cut that off.
Right. I mean, he's 40-17 in Alabama the last 2 years. 40-17, which is pretty good. But some other scores. Let's get off the 3-point.
UCLA. I caught some of that. They
lost. Right, top 5 team.
2 overtimes, right?
Yes, I think they're a very good team.
I fell asleep and I woke up and I was like, I was doing notes or writing, fell asleep, got up.
Lost 87-84.
I was like, what is going on here?
Wisconsin beat Penn State 51-49. The Zags, ranked number 2, beat BYU 90-57. Another top 10 team to win was Purdue over Michigan 82-76. Kansas, top 10, beat Baylor, top 10, by 24.
See?
And got beat by 20 against Kentucky the other night. So it's just basketball's different game, man.
I don't know. It's like they don't show up or they have something bad to
I
eat.
think they get tired. I think they may play too much.
Yeah, I could see that.
I think they do. I mean, 30 games. How about 50? I'm not telling them to cut down on the basketball.
Baseball, they could cut down on for sure. 180 games, that's crazy.
Rutgers beat Michigan State 84-63.
Surprising.
Second time this year they beat them by 20.
Very surprising.
And that's pretty much it. Duke beat North Carolina 87-67. Tennessee won by 25 over South Carolina. And Vandy upsets LSU 75-66.
LSU is on like a 6-game losing streak, I think.
Yeah,
I think that's right.
I don't know that there's only 2 or 3 ranked teams in the SEC now. Well,
they'll come out now because they were like 24 and they lost that one, so they'll be out.
The Auburn still won. Kentucky gonna be 4
or 5.
3.
Yeah.
With UCLA dropped.
Well, that's your college coverage there, guys. Thanks for hanging around there.
Oh, and what about the Ruffin kid?
Oh, yeah. Tell us about that.
Well, he's just out for the year. Said he came out from Ole Miss's best player.
Knee?
Yeah, knee out for the year.
I hate that.
And you said something about a fan spitting on
something. Was a player spit on the fan.
Oh, a player spit on the fan.
Arizona State, I'm pretty sure. Freshman kid, he's out injured, been out a couple of weeks. And there was some exchange words or something, or he got arrested. So.
Well, I tell you what, I've learned over the years, you better not spit on nobody.
No,
you might as well smack them if you're going to spit
Yes,
on
right,
them.
yeah, because you're going to get the same charge. It's domestic violence or assault. It's assault.
Well, Coosa Valley News, they, for some reason, they got all the arrests in the wrong area, and they headline it. They tell why you were arrested. He was arrested for stealing goat.
Yeah.
And 2 of them, or 3 of them in the last month have been man arrested for spitting on somebody.
Well, don't spit on nobody. College basketball, let's kind of wrap on that. Yeah, you might. You're right. You might as well just.
Yes. If you're going to spit on somebody, go on and knock them over the head.
It's going to be the same charge.
Same charge.
College recruiting, if anybody's in it now, everybody knows where everybody finished. If you keep up with sports and you watch this show, you probably keep up with sports, right? Yes. So everybody know A&M. Everybody's heard A&M, best class ever. They beat Bama's greatest class ever. I just tell you what, A&M, they were 4th last year. 5 stars, a wide receiver, defensive lineman, and a cornerback because they're big dogs. I'm just giving positions of their big field positions.
A&M.
Lagoon, kid from Texas, gunslinger out there. He's going to be sliding in for quarterback. But is Calzada, didn't he come back? Or
I hadn't heard anything.
So I'm curious about that.
Oh, no, he went to Auburn.
Yeah, Calzada, the meat roll.
Calzada went to Auburn.
A&M. Let's see right here. I should have looked this up before we got on.
Did you hear that he was coming back?
Yes, I did. Right here. Well, no, that's old. Good gracious. 5-star quarterback went to Cypress, Texas high school. No.
A&M, best recruiting class in the country, right?
Yeah, they filled definitely some great positions. One of the best classes in the country.
I saw him justifying him signing the best class this week.
Yeah, Connor Wigman, 5-star quarterback commitment from Cypress, Texas, will graduate high school early and begin taking classes at A&M starting last month. The Texas A&M quarterback commit Wigman will graduate early to enroll. This move means he will forego the MLB draft and also allows him to potentially commit to A&M baseball. Now, I don't know where I heard that. I think Uncle Lee was talking about it. He said something about the guys coming back.
Surely not.
Well, Auburn.
I would think he would be Auburn's quarterback next year.
Well,
but with them having problems, I don't know. I mean, they may have a new
coach, and maybe he don't want to hang around. Bama have a couple 5-stars. They got 2 edge rushers, and the quarterback Simpson, big time player. Georgia defensive linemen, some athletes. They got a good name cornerbacks coming in. Ohio State linebacker and a safety. Texas finished in at 5. Clemson 11, 14 Missouri. 16 Tennessee. Auburn at 18. The Gators at 19. Ole Miss 24. South Carolina 26. Razorbacks 28. Vandy 32. And our Nebraska Cornhuskers.
Vandy 32?
Yeah.
What, Nebraska?
41. They were 20 last year.
He probably got a lot of transfers. I wouldn't think anybody'd sign with Missouri after watching Ozark. I mean, I wouldn't go up there.
If you hadn't watched it, guys, if you have the day off tomorrow, just get the blow blanket. It's going to be cold.
Don't watch one of them, though.
Get a huge bag of caramel popcorn and just set up there. 2 bags of caramel popcorn.
No, 2 days.
2 days. That's what I did. I watched 3 and then 4. That's what I did.
Couldn't wait.
No, I'd be up at midnight watching. I got to get up at 5 a.m.
The national championship game could have been.
I wake up
at like, well, I'll turn it down. I'm watching it.
Yeah, at 5 a.m. you wake up like this. After what you doing? I know what happened to him. He watched Ozark last night.
Oh, there was one night there I couldn't sleep and woke back up and I'm watching Ozark. It's like, dude, I got work.
You got a problem. It's like, I got to get my, like a weird. That's what the kids do. Anyway,
and we can't wait for part 2 of season 4.
Yeah.
When is it?
I have no idea.
They will not. They mess with you too. I saw an article.
Oh, they do it on purpose.
And said
they know what they're doing.
Release date for season 2 for Ozark. Guess what it said? Sometime this year. That's not good enough.
Because I would assume they're already recorded. I'd assume they already got them recorded. They do this to build suspense, which is
find them online anywhere.
It's a great. No, they ain't right. It's a great marketing tool. It's great. It's what you do. Look, YouTubers, here's a little side note class for you. If you're starting a YouTube create class, and thank you guys for tuning in, please hit the subscribe button. Mm-hmm. It does help us and help show support for our county. When we start the show, we mention these things on purpose. And coach in the area has a field named after him. Local player has a career highlight. We'll talk about that. Stay tuned and we'll tell you more.
But we actually tell you something about it.
But it's a hook. We're getting you to go, well, I want to watch that. I want to see who got the field. Yeah, who got the field named after them over there. That's what they're doing. Season part 2 will be out sometime this year. GTA 6 for you gamers. This has nothing to do with what we're talking about.
Right.
It'll be out, they said, sometime in 2023. They're looking toward Christmas because everything's Christmas for sales. So if you like GTA games, which I do, I loved them.
Don't mess with you.
Played next year around Christmas, GTA 6.
This is the last time I'll change it. We can go back to sports after this. But one year, and I don't know if you remember it, but The Sopranos went off, and I'm telling y'all, it didn't come back on for over a year.
I wasn't in it when it was on.
And I'm like, is this ever going to, and they held people up for.
Changed people's lives.
Forever. And I'm like, and I'm even like, I would watch it later a lot. But I'm like, dude, when's this coming back on? It was an extremely long time.
See, I didn't start watching until it had done like nearly all went off, and I would catch.
Yeah,
I caught it
it's a great show.
In runs. I thought, man, I just didn't. What was that? Well, Marcus was little. I was coaching and doing. I couldn't do it. I was school and coaching. I just and working.
I heard the movie was terrible.
There's a movie.
Well, it's supposed to be before Tony gets in the mob, like when he's a teenager. Bo will tell you about it. Called The Many Saints of New York. I heard it wasn't.
Yeah.
Or Newark, not New York. Newark. That's where they were mafia at, Newark, New Jersey.
Yes, Newark. Senior Bowl. Did you get to catch any of that?
No.
It was on NFL Network. Guys can probably go back and catch replays on YouTube. There's highlights. I'll share a little highlights with you. Halftime, it was 13-0. So I'll share some players I watched that looked good to me. Pitt, he was like 6 for 6 for
good, man.
Touchdowns. And Ritter, Cincinnati, he threw 2 touchdowns.
Not bad.
And I think those guys were expected to be like, okay, but Howell from North Carolina, I don't know if he come in on anybody's radar going, hey, watch him. He was, I circled his name.
Sam Howell. Yeah, he's pretty good.
He did. He had a good game, Dean. You go back to YouTube, guys, when y'all get done with the show, just type in Senior Bowl 2022.
Okay.
highlights, and there's like a little 10-minute video you can watch. He did a great job. He definitely improved his draft stock.
Really?
He did a good job. And the kid from Liberty, Willie.
What is Malik?
Willis.
Willis.
I said Willie.
Willis. Willis.
He was okay. He kept his feet moving, kept his head downfield. He hit some targets. He missed a few. But he is an exceptional style of quarterback.
He's good. He runs.
Yeah, if he fits in with the right style, if some pro team picks him up, the right system, I think he can be successful. But no surprise that Ritter and Pickett are going to go on and have good careers in the NFL. Defensive back, the Taylor kid from Tennessee, had a game. He's ready to play football.
Really?
Yes, had a great game. And
Taylor?
And the
what position is he?
He's a cornerback.
Really?
And the Jones Jr. receiver from Tennessee.
I know who he is.
Circled his name. Yeah.
Good game.
He showed out. Watson and from North Dakota State, he had a good game. And the running backs, White from Arizona State, stood out to me the most. Robinson Jr. had a good day. The Smith kid from Baylor, I enjoyed watching him running, and the Pierce kid from Florida. He was okay. I circled the White kid. Last name's White. Not a white kid. He played Arizona State.
Yeah, he's good.
Yes. You can't miss the yellow helmet with a pitchfork. Keep eye on him.
Pierce. Robinson Jr. did okay.
Yeah, he had a good game. He played more toward the end after the half. He had a good day. He didn't hurt his stock any at all.
Right.
And I'll just mention the big fellas because I'm a big guy. The Mofa from Minnesota.
Yeah, he's good.
Yes, sir. He's ready to play pro football.
Mofa.
He's ready to play football. And then Winfrey. I watched
Mofa Winfrey.
Watched 2 days of practice. Some of the linemen. I like watching line stuff. And he had a great practice. I circled his name too. He's ready. The Winfrey kid from Oklahoma Sooners, lineman, big line. He's ready to play football. This kid's ready to go make some money.
You watch the line?
Yes.
See,
that's where it's won and lost for me. You can't win it. If you lose up front, you lose the game.
Manny always says that Doug Pike don't watch a game like you and me. I'm like, well, what do you mean? He goes, he watches the line.
Well, that's where it's won. If you
don't watch the receiver.
If you can't move the ball without the line blocking, you can't throw the ball without the line blocking. And you can tell. Watch their feet, man. When we played A&M, go back and watch the A&M game and do what I do. Watch the line. Watch the guard's heels. Watch their toes. When it gets up closer where you can see it, you see their front toes come off the ground because they're getting pushed around. And when that keeps happening through the day, you're going, we're not winning this football game. They're getting their tails whipped up front. A&M whipped Alabama's offensive line, period.
Right, yeah.
That's why they lost the game. No. Auburn game, too. Auburn's defensive line was whipping Alabama. Their guards are garbage. The kid that plays 55, that right guard, terrible. I don't have no idea. Don't let me get on the tear here. I don't know how he plays at any Division I. It's bad. It's had a bad day. So that's all the transfer stuff and the Senior Bowl. And again, hey guys, if you're on YouTube there and you're new to watching us, we appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button and know when we're going to be on live. And we appreciate everybody, Warrior Gym, Smorgasbord, for hanging around with us. And the season's kind of getting to an end. And I don't think we're going to come on next week. It's going to be Super Bowl day. We'll probably take that Super Bowl day off, let you enjoy the game. I may come on like on a Saturday or something and just, hey, here's some news for college transfer stuff. If it's something, or if Harsin gets fired, look for a locker room episode. That's why you hit the subscribe button so you know when I'm dropping a new video out there and you can keep up with what's going on. And at Twitter, at Big Matt 1977, all news. I don't like Twitter because it's a lot of politics, but if you just select the right people to follow, it's not. I just do 24/7 Sport, Cedar Bluff, Spring Garden, just
a lot of hurt feelings over Twitter.
Yeah, I'm not. So I just stay in the sports room. I don't open the door and look out in the hallway of the mass crazy crap throwing insanity. I stay in my sports room and I just share sports news and share pictures with the kids of the county. So go find us on there. Instagram. We're on Facebook. We share plenty of stuff over there. I'll load this thing up on Facebook when we're done. And Dean, there's ain't but one more thing to talk about.
Oh, yeah, the big thing.
The only thing left next week, guys.
Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Super Bowl what?
56.
56.
LVI.
I see. I don't know. Don't know the numerals.
The halftime show is going to be
So 67 was the first Super Bowl. Okay. I got to remember that. Halftime show. I'm tired of hearing about it. Who all's on?
Yeah, Mary J. Blige, Dr. Dre, Snoop, and Eminem. Yes. It's just some old school because
I like them, but I don't care. I'm interested in the game
because it's in Inglewood of where it is.
Right.
I mean, like
that's where
Snoop and Dre and them
from.
And Dre, they grew up right. So
Eminem grew up in Detroit, 8 Mile.
Yeah, Little Trotter Park area.
Yeah.
I'm sure it'll be a good halftime show, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they do. I think they're just going to play some old school stuff that I grew up listening to in the 90s.
Yeah, it'll probably be good.
It will.
But I just don't understand.
Now, the game, Rams are favored by, I've seen 4 today. They've dropped it from 4.5 to 4.
I think the Rams are better, and we can get more into that.
Tell us, go ahead.
Well, I mean, me personally, I think the Rams, but you made a good point earlier. Cincinnati, I think the Rams are better, but Cincinnati's beaten better teams 2 weeks in a row. On paper.
How they have,
and on paper. Obviously,
I don't know.
Their kicker's a big plus from Fort Payne.
Fort Payne, Alabama.
And we'll admit that Burrow and Mixon are good, and Jamar Chase and T. Higgins, Taylor Boyd. But now I don't even know a lot of players on Cincinnati's defense, which they did play great the other day. I know Von Bell, who's from Rossville, and played at Ohio State, and Eli Apple, which you've heard of Eli Apple.
Yeah, the Rams are favored by 4 right now. I'm curious to see if their offense can keep moving along, one, or if, like last year, the defense is going to make the difference in the game. Can the Bengals' defensive line get up there and get Stafford in a hurry? Is he ready to be hurried around?
Well,
has he been hurried around a lot
they
this
say
year?
he's more successful when he's hurried.
We're pulling for Stafford, not really for the Rams. We're actually kind of old school
I'm
49ers.
For Cincinnati, but I would be like to see Stafford win.
Yeah, either way, we're not going but throw a fit and burn a car out in the middle of the street or nothing.
So, here what we got. Cincinnati's probably going to be better off just dropping and covering. But you got Cup. Man, he's good.
Oh, he's good, man. I had over 100 that game.
Then you got Beckham, who's coming on. Now, they don't have as good a running game as Cincinnati, but so what? Their D-line's going to be the difference in the game, Matt.
Cincinnati's?
No, Los Angeles.
Well, I agree. And it's going to be Donaldson or
Von Miller.
Vaughn. And you don't hear a lot out of Vaughn, like a whole lot. And I know he's a little older.
Yeah,
he has lost a step a little bit. And now he's still elite. Can he get home? Can he get after Joe?
Well, he's just so good, y'all. I actually heard an analyst say, and we've talked about that before, that hands down, not even close, Aaron Donald's the best player in pro football.
Yeah, we've heard that from other people too. Yeah, I know.
Yes, best all-around player in pro football over any quarterback, any receiver. Best player in pro football. So what do you think?
Yeah, I mean.
And Michael Irvin or Deion Sanders or somebody said that.
I think it was.
I think it was Deion before he went back into coach.
Yeah, I think I agree. This year he's been very hard to handle. I mean, you want to say, Tom Brady. Everybody wants to mention that, but they didn't. They had a good year, but he didn't finish exactly where he wanted to finish. Well,
I don't think that now
for his position and numbers.
All right, well, let's just compare. I think Stafford's a little better than Burrow, so we'll give Rams edge on quarterback.
Okay, we'll do. Write that down.
Do that.
Yeah, write it down there.
Quarterback.
We're trying to weigh that. We did this with Alabama and Georgia, and it kind of worked out. We picked Alabama to win, but Dean, what happened? Tell the people. Our paper when we did it, it picked Georgia.
Yeah.
When we did this, it had Georgia winning.
Yeah.
By 3.
Quarterback. So we're gonna go with the Rams. All right. Running back, I'm going to go with Cincinnati because of Mixon. I don't even know. I mean, Stoney Michel and Cam Akers split it. They split time for the Rams, but they're not as good as Mixon.
Okay, let's do this then. Is them two together, can they be better than Mixon alone?
I don't think so.
You don't? Okay, no. I'll go along with you.
All right, offensive line. Oh, Bengals give up 12 sacks. 2 weeks.
Yeah, but they still won the game. I don't know, how do you win the game? Sorry, how do you win a game you give up? So who's the offensive line? And the Rams. I think so because they're a high flying kind of offense. They're like the greatest show on turf. The old Warner Rams. You remember those guys? They were great. If the young guys go back and look them up, greatest show on turf. There's a 30 for 30 about it on ESPN.
Well, now here's one. I don't think either one of them's better. Wide receiver. I mean, and tight end included. I don't know. I mean, you've got Chase, you've got T. Higgins. They got another receiver that's caught 60 passes, and you got Cup and Beckham. I don't know. I don't know if you can pick it. Even? You want to say they're even? They're wide receivers?
With points scored per game, I would assume,
Rams.
yeah. I would go Rams just because of points.
It's a small margin.
But yes, we're just flipping a coin basically.
All right, let's give, because of how great McPherson's been, can we give a kicking game to the Bengals?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we got to.
Okay, which I know the Rams kicker's great too. But, all right, D-line. We know who that's going to.
Yeah, linebackers, and I mean, they got the names. They got the best player out there.
Rams. We'll give the Bengals, since they've got Eli Apple, who's very good. And the only one I know for the Rams is Jalen Ramsey, who's very good. Let's give the Bengals the deep. Because of that Patrick Holmes performance, can we give it to them? All right.
I'd agree.
Let's see what we got here. All right. There's 8 categories. Rams win 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. There's your winner.
That's why you hit the subscribe button and you subscribe, because we don't pick winners by puppy dog going to eat the right food bowl. We pick it by
the Bud Bowl.
Statistics and logic, and we do it by bell curves and those kind of things. Because we're highly educated men here.
Well, let's do something. Okay, let's do something else. Let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Quarterbacks, we give the Rams, but it's close, right? Stafford and Burrow are close.
No.
You don't think so?
Not even really at all.
Okay, so
but the experience, I mean, Jesus Christ.
You're saying
Matthew Stafford was playing college football when Joe Burrow was in elementary school. Experience-wise, Stafford's got to be – he's got to be your guy.
All right, let's go not close. All right, running backs, close.
Yeah.
Okay, close. O-line, close.
I'd assume so.
Okay. Wide receivers, definitely close. DB's close. Kicking, close. Linebackers, close. But there's one on here that's not close. And guess where it is? D-line.
And defense wins title, so
that's why I'm going with the Rams.
Rams by a touchdown. Maybe
10.
Maybe go down there and score late to pull ahead. Maybe they're up by 3. They have a turnover, the Bengals do, and Rams get it back and go down and make it 30.
I'm thinking 31-21.
36-21.
I think McPherson will kick
36-20.
34-24.
36-28.
Yeah. Yeah.
Something like that.
I don't know. I mean, I think they're going to put a lot of pressure on Burrow. He's give up 12. Now he's facing the best D-line he saw, probably.
We're going to find out.
Which, I mean, they're working on correcting it right now, and I'm sure they'll have some type of protection that'll help him.
Next Sunday. So next Sunday, we'll be off, and we'll come back the next Sunday, and we will be done with football. Unfortunately, I've covered the Senior Bowl. That's the last of football. Next week will be the last of football. And we'll get into region play, area stuff going on here. We'll have plenty to talk about there. And then it'll be close to the end of February. And,
of course, we'll have March Madness in
that'll
March.
be coming. So that's kind of what we're setting up for.
Not to get into baseball, because it's not even
we're going
to be. It may be delayed.
I don't know. So that's our NFL picks. We got the Rams by. I got them by touchdown.
I got them by 10.
You got them by 10. All right. I don't know baseball.
I've heard
I
don't know that they're possible. I don't know. I don't know much about baseball. I'm glad the Braves won.
A strike type thing, money.
I don't think it's over that. I don't know what it's over.
We'll look into that. Y'all share it on the page, or you got the side note show. And listen, the side notes is for fans. When y'all get news, it's for y'all to go share it, local, international news, whatever. And media days is coming soon. So I broke it the other day. I'm putting it together. And we have to be in consideration for some basketball teams will be playing a little longer. So I want to make sure that I can get everybody there, and I don't want to kind of interfere in sub-region
Right.
practice, because I know Wednesdays it'll be on a Wednesday, because that's when high school's always free on Wednesday. There's usually no practice really, and there's no games for sure.
Right.
So I don't want to interrupt too much with that. So
Middle of March.
we'll probably look at that second Wednesday in March after the state
It'll be
basketball's done,
Basketball be over.
and then we can hit it. They will have already played 7 or 8 games.
What, baseball?
Yes, they
Not
were all.
softball.
Yes,
Oh, softball will too.
yes, they have games coming. So
Yeah, I didn't think they started as early as baseball.
yeah, I've got everybody scheduled. They'll
I
have,
know it's baseball's played in the cold now. A lot of people don't like that.
Oh my God. I had a kid that played all the time. But anyway, Media Day is going to be coming, Dean. Again, thank y'all for tuning in
Yes,
to
sir.
Matt Todd Show, sponsors Warrior Gym and Smorgasburg. Go see Brad and Brasha. Plenty of pasta, steak, shrimp. And just stay tuned through the week, and I'll have more news to share as we go along. And y'all keep your heads clear and your hearts full of God as always. And we love you, and y'all have a good week. Peace.
Have a good week. Thank you for tuning in.
Yeah, we'll no show next week. No show next week, and we'll be back after that to talk about the Super Bowl.
Yeah. Break it down.
And
Hope we're right. We were last year.
yeah, and a lot of local basketball.
Yes.
We'll be getting in that. All right. See y'all. Peace.